Hello gaming, my name is Nichoals and today I'm going to be reviewing a roguelike, certainly more deserving of the title than most, the Nightmare Cooperative. It's a good name, isn't it? This is literally one of those titles where I was scrolling through Steam, saw the name, and decided to have a look at it. It's that good. Well, except for their spelling of cooperative, because I'm an old man, and I'm scared of change, and I will never accept cooperative as the proper spelling. But moving on. The first thing you'll probably notice is that the Nightmare Cooperative has a lovely aesthetic. The folks at Lucky Frame clearly put a lot of work into making a smooth yet informative art style that helps you both distinguish individual characters, items, enemies, hazards, etc., while also setting the tone and mood of the game. The music complements this as well, somewhat minimal but quite atmospheric, with ambient noises and tunes for the zones you're in. The unnerving tone of the soundtrack works well with the gameplay, as death is sudden and sometimes unexpected. But what is the game exactly? Well, it's a roguelike, but not in a get random items and die a lot kind of way. The Nightmare Cooperative uses the turn-based movement/combat/puzzle mechanic of the original Rogue, while distilling it down into an accessible, simple mechanic structure. Let me be clear with that though, if you're looking for grandiose complexity, this game might not be for you. But if you're looking for design elegance, then definitely do check this out. The Nightmare Cooperative mixes its own personal twist into the roguelike genre. You have multiple characters. You could start a level with multiple characters, or pick them up along the way, but the important thing is that they all move at the same time according to your one command. If you press right, every character you control moves right. Whether that be to the finish, or into a pit of lava, or into a wall, in which they bump into it and stay where they were before. Walls are an important method of orienting your characters to achieve goals and not get horribly murdered. Paying attention to your characters, not just full health McGee over here, shows you the need to grab a health potion before your other characters die. In addition to health, characters can pick up blue potions that inject the complexity to really make this a satisfying game. Acquiring a potion means characters can use their special ability. The barbarian can knock enemies back as far as the board will let them. The warrior can do 2 damage in 1 attack, killing most enemies, my personal favourite. The archer can shoot an enemy at any distance, left, right, up or down. The mage can do the same but only diagonally. The priest can heal adjacent characters, and the ninja can walk through enemies. On top of these, there are more unlockable characters with more abilities. My only problem with the ability mechanic is that maybe 2 characters are contextually able to use their ability, but I only want one of them to. Or say the priest is next to a dying archer, and "'tis but a scratch, mage," and he heals the mage. This might be intentional, but my ability to double slash the harmless laser instead of the monstrosity in front of me is a little frustrating. Along with the good, the enemies you face are well varied and characteristically defined as well. There is a nice variety to the enemies you will face, and that leads me to my final point about the gameplay. It's bloody hard. Unless you like opening chests, then it's insane. There's sort of a choose your own difficulty as you go with chests. Opening chests gives you gold, your main objective in the game, but it will also release monsters. If you complete the game without much gold, your score won't be very good, but if you release too many monsters, you might not even complete the game. There's an interesting metagame in trying to complete the Crucible, while opening as few chests as possible, with an unlockable character even tied into finishing the game with 40 gold or less. So in conclusion, the Nightmare Cooperative is an elegant, aesthetically pleasing and engaging game worthy of the title roguelike. A final thought may be that perhaps Lucky Frame was a little too simplistic with their design. The aforementioned confusion in ability use as a result of the minimal control scheme is one factor, but there's also a feeling that this mightn't be complex enough for someone to sit down and play at their computer. But then again, I just did. If this came out on portable devices, with touch control, I would buy it again in a second. It seemed like the perfect level of complexity for a long train ride or a wait at the doctor's. The Nightmare Cooperative is available on Steam for PC, Mac and Linux at $9.99, but if you pick it up before July 24th, it is $8.99. The length might worry some, as in about 2 hours I had unlocked most of everything in the game. But replay value comes from the procedural generation and the gold leaderboards. You can spend $10 on worse things. Or 60.